Now, this place, this back alley place, has been a bit of a trek to get to. For a little bit, Sparks and Hellbent had to go on foot after allowing Raj to drive them somewhere in this ill-begotten city. Hellbent leads, although he's not very talkative, not today. It seems that something is bothering him, perhaps this almost ceremonial deed.
Oh, I thought it would be the fact that you're still kind of reeling from trauma team treatment.
Oh no, he is well acquainted with very rough treatment, I'm afraid. He has replaced most of his body. There is a lot he's missing, let's say.
Again?
Used to, but still. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, that's fine. I was just saying I'm slightly concerned again, and I'm starting to think that maybe it was a good idea that I actually brought a gun for once instead of forgetting it at home like I usually do.
Entirely possible. As he's making his ways through these back alleys of Kabuki, he kind of gestures around here and there, showing you the sights. It's clear he's quite familiar with this place. This place in particular in Kabuki.
I have not been here in some time, Sparks. I hope it is as charming to you as I remember it.
I mean, I swear that guy has my jacket. I like it. Yeah, it's cozy.
As you walk by, that guy also is doing the same thing, nudging his buddy, going, I swear that chick has my jacket.
I think both of them have my jacket.
They both look at you, realizing that you have their jacket, just in another color.
I kind of mouth like, I got this custom made. Like,
the guy on the left says, actually, I got these custom made for the two of us as well. Who's your guy?
Cool. I stopped for a moment. It's like, okay, so he works kind of like around here, like pulling out my agent. It's like, I guess he's got a similar design.
The more you walk, the more you see that jacket around.
What the fuck?
As he's passing these guys by, does Hellbent recognize any of them?
You can. Nah, I don't think you do. I mean, like, you might have seen some of these faces around, but it's no one that you've talked to before. Okay?
Understandable. Hellbent, he doesn't intervene. He lets this little conversation go on, but he's not participating. He's clearly on edge.
I do catch up after a moment, like looking back at the guys after explaining like my style guy. It's like, I think that guy told me it was custom made. I guess he just makes them all look like that in different colors.
Perhaps we should pay him a visit.
No, that's
After
good.
all, everyone needs a tailor's touch-up now and then.
No, I think it's a cool jacket still.
Have I mentioned I have a new outfit coming down the pipeline?
Is it a suit?
No, in fact, it is not. Something a tad more high-end.
I'm like making mental calculations. I just kind of scrunch at my face for a moment. It's like, the suit's pretty high-end.
Are you going to be purchasing a high-fashion outfit?
Perhaps one day I have designs for something, but that is for later.
As he approaches, entering into this little shopping area with a couple of stalls, he doesn't pay attention to many of the ones on the side, instead going up directly to the counter of this one small flower shop. It's made of a very harshly beaten wood and metal, and it seems that it's been here for a very long time.
Is that flower on fire?
It's a holographic flame.
Okay, I was concerned.
Hellbent sneers a little at the flower with the holographic flame, clearly not exactly what he was expecting to see. Although he gives the person behind the counter a very deep bow.
I'm afraid we haven't met yet.
The person behind the counter gives a shallow bow in return. Says, yeah, I'm the new help. The old man wanted to get someone else to watch things for a while. His knee's been acting up, and you know how the business is.
I am very intimately familiar. Is he still in the area? I would like very much to talk with your employer if I have the chance.
I can give him a call if you'd like. He's not too far, and well, it doesn't really seem to have much else going on with how often he checks up on the shop, even after hiring me.
I would appreciate it. I don't think I've caught your name.
They call me John.
Good to meet you, John.
Good to meet you as well. Can I get you some flowers or just the phone call?
I don't suppose you still sell real flowers, do you?
Come on now. That's the one thing keeping this place in business.
One can hope. I have an old special. If you would look, it will be at the bottom of the list behind the counter.
Alright, let me take a look.
And
Yeah.
as John looks, there is an old piece of paper, laminated probably, with a single special at the very, very bottom. Something that you have likely never purchased or sold at all. A single mix of red roses. Just red roses. Very specific roses. Something made in a synthetic blend of soil, usually made out of mulch from the garbage cans. Not necessarily something you'd want for such a high-end product, however, that is the special.
I kind of kick at one of the cans that's by my feet. It's like, did they fire the janitor? Or I'm just muttering that to myself.
There is no janitor in Kabuki. We make our own way.
I can't seem to find this special. Here, I'll give a call if you don't mind. Maybe the old man knows. He's gonna step to the side while giving a call.
Can I just like kind of start kicking cans into a pile to be picked up somewhere else?
Yeah.
Like I'm just sliding them into a convenient pile.
There's
I
already
don't
one
have it.
mess of cans over here, so I'll
Yeah.
just start pushing them all together, as it were.
Yeah, I don't have a bag.
Feel free to do what you will. There's more than enough shops to entertain around here. Some tempura, if you feel so inclined. It's
I mean, yeah,
mostly edible.
I don't like the mostly, but also I get it. I mean, there's always a little bit of microplastic in everything we eat.
Now, eventually, an old fellow actually walks up wearing a full patterned suit. Comes from down the alleyway, and you will recognize him as the old man that you've been looking for. He is carrying the special you wanted, those roses. So, you're back. I hadn't expected you so soon.
Well, traditions must be upheld, sir.
Yes, they must. Here you go. I expect that you have the payment ready.
Of course. And with that, I believe, how much would it be? 50 eddies? 100 eddies?
I'll
Something?
take 100.
All right.
This was
100 eddies will
hand-delivered.
be wired.
Hopefully John hasn't been giving you too much trouble. The boy works well, but he can be absent-minded during slow hours.
I missed the last one. What was her name? Rocky.
Yes. Rocky! She went on to far better things, if you ask me.
I'm just kind of looking between these two and just like back and forth, just like, what?
And who's
Am
this
I-
one? A
am I
protege,
missing
perhaps?
Perhaps a friend, for sure. Sparks, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Callahan, my previous and first employer.
Indeed, indeed.
Hi there.
Good to
There's-
meet you. He's gonna hold out a hand for you to shake. You seem like
I'll
the shaky
take it.
type.
I'll take it. I was actually just about to offer one.
Mm. So, you've been trained well by this city. Good to see some still know manners.
You gotta know him to know when to break him.
I like the way you think. Consider me pleased to have you here. In fact, he's gonna pluck a flower from nearby, a living one, and hand it to you. Just a single daisy. Just for you.
Thanks.
He pushes it into your hands.
I'll take it. I'll just kind of very gently tuck it somewhere. I think that she's thinking, it's like, how do I press a flower? that
Hellbent
would
sees
actually
you're
look lovely.
struggling and
I
just
tuck it
kind of,
into like the front pocket of the jacket.
he takes it from you and starts to pin it properly on your pocket.
You
Hey,
must observe. The stem is too weak on its own to withstand being pierced through fabric. You must weave it in.
It's clear he has done this many, many times.
I was just gonna put it in the little hole where the button goes in for the, because I figured that'd be kind of like an. Fair enough. Whatever.
There is a proper way to preserve them. You must be delicate with such beautiful things.
Now, tell me, Hellbent, is there another reason you came out here? Or was it just for tradition's sake?
For now, the same reason as always. We will see if I have more business to conclude with later.
Very well. Shall I leave you to it then?
Indeed. But before you go,
Yes.
I am curious. Are you still having troubles with the creations shop?
A few. Nothing I can't handle, of course. Experience in business and experience in life tell me one thing. This too will pass.
So they say. However, it seems that Rose, Dahlia, and Flora have been around for a very long time. I am different than I used to be. I'm always open to a old friend's favor, if need be.
I'll consider it. Back pocket. That's where this goes. Back pocket.
Hellbent remains silent as the man walks away, hefting the bouquet of flowers. They look odd for roses. Dark and brittle. Perhaps due to the things they've fed on.
Well, unless you would like to explore, We have business to conclude.
So you were just here to pick up actual flowers? Because I don't know why I was. I don't know what I expected.
I told you it was a flower shop.
Okay. Fair enough.
Truth be told, this place has significance to me. When I was young, this was my home. Not this place specifically, but nearby. That flower shop was the first job I ever pulled before I was so much freer from the flesh.
Right. You and I had very different first jobs.
I am aware, but when in Kabuki, one must take any opportunity they can.
Fair enough. I'm
You would
not
be
judging or anything.
You would be surprised. Mr. Callahan is a retired professional, something like what I am now, a hunter. He was good in his day. I would like to think I have improved the formula.
She's just giving a nod again. She keeps looking down at the flowers, just like, I feel like this is too expensive. She doesn't say this. She's like, I feel like this is too expensive to just have hanging out there, but also I don't want to touch it in case it dies.
There's always guerrilla gardening if you would be interested. I still have a green thumb, I think.
I mean, I was thinking of kind of pressing it and putting it somewhere nice so it, like, stays, you know?
That thing is not beautiful because it lasts, Sparks.
I'm just looking at him for a moment. It's like, I don't know if he realizes. No, he definitely. There could be like a flesh and metal metaphor here. She's not saying any of this, but you can practically read it on her expression.
Please. It may seem hypocritical to you, however, not even metal lasts for eternity. I do not do this to extend my lifespan.
So you've told me. So what other business? Are the flowers involved in the business, or?
Of course. I have an old friend I'd like you to meet.
Wonderful. I am going to get a little bit of street food before we leave, and just
Absolutely.
kind of.
What are you feeling? Takoyaki, or?
I was thinking takoyaki actually.
All right. We also have balut on offer if you would like some
Avoid.
balut.
As he sees you looking at the takoyaki, he just kind of like taps your shoulder.
Avoid the crab.
No, I'm going for the octopus.
That'll be I think. What's your lifestyle? Are you cheap? Are you just the cheapest?
I'm above the cheapest.
All right, then we're gonna count this as being included in your lifestyle expenses. Enjoy.
Radical. Yeah.
Hell
Wonderful.
yes. Now, where are you going next exactly?
Hellbent weaves his way through a couple of the shops. It's clear this place hasn't changed much since he was here last. However, as he's making his way through, he heads off not to any one of them, but to a back alley. A small place leading out into the street. A corner. Nothing particular. Somewhere no one would ever be. No one would ever have any reason to be. It seems like this back alley has been forgotten by most people. In fact, it seems like no one has been here in quite some time.
Yo, this place old.
Very. I remember when I first came here. I can't quite recall when I was left. However, finding my way to Kabuki was perhaps the one thing that kept me alive. People are kind here, if you let them.
I seem to be having an issue appearing in quantum space. Just a minute.
Don't worry, I've had that trouble before as well.
Where the hell are you? And
Wait, go up. Go as up as you can. I might be on the ceiling
I
somehow.
feel like the answer is that you're actually underground. Are you underneath? Well, the illusion is broken for one.
It's fine. You know, Cyberpunk has glitches. It's alright, you know?
Hang on,
Disappearing.
I'm falling through the matrix.
Yeah. Pop in
There.
models and disappearing stuff.
There
It
you
happens
go.
all the time. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
I'm-
Here, we'll
I'm
fix it
real.
post. And then, so as
No.
you're going into that, another thing, I'm just gonna.
Now, as Hellbent's making his way in, he passes a couple dumpsters and a couple of boxes and a back door that doesn't look like it's ever been opened in the last, say, 20 years, and he stops at a corner. It doesn't look like anything special. There's nothing really in the corner, but he stops and stares down.
Sparks,
There's something in the corner.
I would like you to meet Michael.
And he just kind of gestures to the empty corner.
There are like 5 emotions on her face in the moment, one of which is, this is a corner.
Please don't be so doubtful. It's been a long time since Michael was alive. He died here. Never could afford a headstone. No one ever picked him up anyway. He was left to rot here.
And he just kind of lays down the flowers.
I left him to rot here.
Why?
He kind of looks down to his other hand and gestures to his suitcase.
Something very much like this. A street case, 5,000. This model. It was an older one, a 3,000, I think, geared for more combat-capable corporations. Some fool had dumped a body back here, and he had found it first. He was my friend once, I think. But after the tiger claws had passed me up, I was desperate. He thought we could sell it and share in the bounty. I asked him to give it to me. He refused. When he would not let go of it, I beat him until I could not recognize his face. I was too much of a coward to return and give him the proper rights he deserved, if I could afford it. That money, it got me my first proper set of clothing. Something that I could be seen as something more than a street urchin in. It helped me get a job at a flower shop under an old bounty hunter who knew the trade and the business. It afforded me my first cyberarm, an old model from the 2020s, something made in the image of someone else, popularized after his death. I owe him everything that I am now.
And yet, all he is a corner.
Indeed. This is what greed does. Greed that corporations run on. Community. That's what I killed in this alley. I will not do so again.
Good. I don't think I could work with someone who thought like that anyways.
Perhaps. I have a gift for you, and a proposal, if you will hear it.
I'm listening.
When I was young, I was hypocritical. I wore the colors of something greater than myself, whilst clawing across others like crabs in a boiling pot. I would like to think I have become something better now.
And he kind of lays the case open on the top of a nearby dumpster and steps away from it.
Take a look.
I'll move in and just check if it's locked first.
It's not locked. You can pop it open if you'd like.
Pop it open with one hand and kind of step back as if I'm scared it's gonna fucking bite me.
Inside is a piece of cyberware, a vacuum-packed antique. It's not in the best of condition, and it's lost most of its exterior coating. However, you're very aware of what it is. It's an old Russian piece of cyberware, but a specific version. A version that was worn by one Silverhand. It's neither silver nor equipped with anything, more a skeleton of what it used to be. But it is preserved and likely functional.
I have taken the liberty of refurbishing my old wares. I would like you to have it. I had planned for a better presentation. However, these last few months have been tumultuous. I intended at first to get a superior covering and something more reliable installed within it. something that you could properly call your own. However, for the moment, it is simply a hand, not silver at all. But the idea it holds is not yet washed away.
It's a heavy thing to hand to someone.
Puns, indeed.
Is Hellbent
That's
trying to
not-
strong arm that towards you?
That's not what I meant, but you can take it that way. I honestly didn't think about the hand pun when I was saying it. It did not cross my mind.
I believe you. But it does not change the fact of what I offer. I need someone I can trust. A right hand, if you will. I suspect my actions have already drawn the ire of many invisible parties. Yesterday was no exception. I need someone to help me build a community, something to shake up the higher places where Night City is most in need. I would like to offer you the role, if you are willing.
What exactly does that entail?
I do not yet know, but I suspect blood and paperwork, working crowds, and organizing those who are in need of something to cling to.
I need a bit to think.
Do as you will. You know where I am. However, I would stipulate a thought if you would listen. How far do you really think the barrel man will get with a few pipes and hobos?
I think that I can get further than you imagine.
One community will not save this city. One community will not save anyone. We need more, and we both know it.
Do you think that a large community springs out of nowhere?
Of course not. It springs from people who are in need. It springs from the backs of those who have died to make it. Where do you think my path really ends? Do you think after I have built what I wish for, I will simply walk off into the sunset, happy and free? There is no place for me after I am done. I will die for what I am doing. There is no question.
I always hear people say that they're willing to die for something. Are you willing to live for it?
Do not trouble me with your platitudes, Sparks. This is
I'm
not
not-
a sermon.
I'm not giving you a platitude. The work doesn't end.
No, it does not. But the people who do it do. This place is hostile. Do you think any of them?
And he just kind of gestures to the higher floors of the city, towards the reaches further out that scrape the clouds and even the stars.
Do you think any of them want community? They want people like you and I to be alone, because alone we are easily killed. Alone, our work cannot continue. Because when we are done, there will be no one to pick it up and finish it. That was why Silverhand failed. He was alone. His team only cared for the paycheck. And once he was done planting his bomb and skewered by Atom Smasher, they abandoned all he had done. That is why Arasaka still owns half of the city. That is why we must not make the same mistake.
I'll think on it. But I need you to promise me something.
I am waiting.
The community that we have now is something to be cultivated. I worry that you're showing a bit much disdain for it just because it's starting small. The only way to get something to work is to move with caution. Every single one of those fuckers up in those big ass towers is waiting for one slip up. We can't afford that by moving fast and reckless.
And where was this opinion when you had my CEO's brain in the palm of your hand?
I didn't say that I don't move fast and reckless. I'm saying that a group cannot afford to. You move like a surgeon would. Anger does not make for good precision.
Perhaps you are correct.
I know I am.
But what's done is done, Cecil.
Cecile.
And he just no, he kind of eyes you a little.
You remind me of someone. A character I once knew. I doubt you would have heard of it. Just a radio announcer for a small town. Stored away on solid state drives from Proto 2020 tech. I admire him. Cecil was his name, I think. He had a way of bringing his community together.
Oh my god. I just fucking got what you were saying. God damn it.
Perhaps you will find a similar role. But I suspect that we will be moving forward, whether it is enjoyed or not. I have one last friend for you to meet, Cecile.
Is it an arm, a corner, or something in between?
No, I think you will like this one.
And he uses his built-in agent to send a quick text to someone who is likely waiting nearby. A Mox, a good friend, perhaps something more, one might say.
Okay. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
I know you have not lived under my roof. However, I have many rules. There are a few: treating the cleaning pots well, ensuring that there is no tampering with the cameras unless those doing the tampering are paying the bill, and that every now and then I may need a day to have the place alone for a while.
And he starts making his way through the alley, and I presume one of the Mox will be waiting.
Indeed.
Oh, that dumpster got taller for some reason.
Oh yeah.
It did.
It was bothering me. Yeah.
Miss
A Mox woman comes stalking up to you. She's wearing black latex clothes. Pink shows through pink light in the gaps of her cyberware, and also certain pieces of the rest of her, like her eyes. She has a sword with her for protection, which has a very vicious blue glow to it. But she seems very happy to see you as she walks up.
Miss Hallwell, I am pleased that you have found the time from your employment to meet with me again.
Oh, there's always time. Always time. You just need to find it, and I have. I was kind of worried you were going to ask me to meet on a weekend.
They are your busiest hours. I try not to pull you away from your income.
Well, it's much appreciated. So, who's this?
A good friend of mine, Cecil. I would like you to meet
Cecile.
Yes.
I need to stress that.
Cecile. I know. And he just puts a hand on your shoulder.
Cecil.
And you get the feeling
there's a twitch under the sunglasses.
You get there's either a feeling of he's either trying to give you a new nickname or he's just fucking with you. And you can't quite tell, but knowing him, he's probably fucking with you a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, Sadie is gonna hold out a loose hand for you to shake.
I'll take it.
Sadie is the name. Sadie Hallwell. Good to meet you.
Cecile Ruiz.
Cecile. She's gonna give a very hairy eyeball to Hellbent. Cecile.
Yes. Cecile, I suppose.
And he just kind of straightens his tie, and you can see just the tiniest hint of a grin.
The butt of her sword gets a little jab at your knee. She goes back to chatting. So, what's the occasion? Is this your new employee you're excited about, or is there something else going on?
Please, I would not introduce you to someone risky. This is my friend, and I would like you to know her. Cecile, This is my output. Or perhaps the other way around.
They did change the terms for that a while ago, didn't they?
Did they? I don't
Output
remember.
used to mean input, and input used to mean out. It doesn't matter. Hey.
I don't remember.
Some people just call it a plug. Don't worry.
That makes sense.
For someone like you still have a way with words.
Kane isn't exactly quick to make friends, so it's good to see someone hanging around him. But I can't shake the feeling that the two of you just had an argument. You look shaken. Both of you. One of you beads a sweat, the other one bolts are loose. What's going on?
Hellbent absent-mindedly checks the side of his neck and just makes sure everything is in its proper place.
I pushed one of his
not
screws
loose.
back
Shakes her
in.
head too easy.
I pushed one of his screws back in. Just, there you go, buddy. That almost fell off.
I hate you both.
No, you don't. You love me. Come on.
I suppose it is undeniable.
Well, I think the only thing that can really make people sweat in Night City anymore is philosophy.
Oh, God.
Something
You
to
didn't
that
start
effect.
talking philosophy with your new friend, did you? How long have you
Too
two known
late.
each other?
I have known.
Has
need
it
to
been
kind
at
of, like-
least a year?
It has
like-
not been just 2 weeks.
She's
Liar.
gonna
It's
slam
2
the
months.
butt of her sword into your knee again.
It's like,
We
I said,
talked about this.
I said months.
Oh, did you say months? I'm sorry.
Yes, I said months.
misheard.
I'm sorry, I have an accent.
Too soon, Kane. Too soon. Come on.
Too soon, yes. Well, I'll be sure to make sure it's not too soon the next time someone helps me murder a CEO. Thank you very
Oh
much.
yeah, speaking of CEOs, execs, and techs, you sent a really interesting one my number recently.
Yes, sorry about that.
I'm just looking at him like I know you did.
I had little choice at the time. The NCPD reject forced my hand.
That's fine. He was a good tipper.
I should hope. I'll fleece him for everything else he has.
Just don't
Before
put him
I
in the
get-
drink too soon. I could use the extra for next month's rent.
Oh, amen to that.
Hellbent seems a little pained at that notion. However, he is not necessarily. He isn't. He's clearly not planning on it. Let's say.
I should be able to help with that. I'm sorry.
It's my thing to take care of, not yours. Don't worry about it. It's not like I'm gonna fall through the cracks. I'm with the Mox.
Yes, I suppose you are.
Well,
Months.
anything more?
Months up.
Or
I thought it was time we make acquaintances beyond our selves. I would like to offer dinner and perhaps a drink if you would like to accompany the two of us.
what are you
Sure.
thinking? Some sort of pre-pack joint, or are we doing fresh food tonight?
Something nice.
I'll call a cab.
I parked a car out there before I walked to yours.
So while they go out for dinner, I got one question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Hellbent, are you going to, now that Cecile has been taking a very, very focused interest in vehicles, mention any of your connections? speaking of cabs.
Hellbent was, in fact, planning on this.
Hang on, sorry, I think I fucked up the radio. It only plays country music unless you punch it.
I despise this car already.
Hey, I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking about Johnny Cash.
Grating on the eardrums, however,
You-
it is not.
I'm sorry, did you just call
fun.
Cash grating on the eardrums?
Fight me. I dare you.
I will.
And
Later.
as Hellbent is kind of bantering back and forth, he kind of sits a little bit closer to Cecile. Not Cecile, excuse me. He sits a little bit closer to Sadie.
I imagine you two are taking the back seat.
Indeed. It seems like it's been a while since the two of them have seen each other.
Jesus, did the cops really ram a car off of this building?
Yes, I heard it was quite the show. Boomsmith was involved, if his documents are to be believed.
Oh, of course he fucking was.
Yes, something to ask him about.
And as they're going, you'll receive a little bit of a notification on your on your agent.
And
I'm
on
driving.
the road, thank
Yes,
you.
I'm driving right now.
I would like to let you in on a little secret. I trust you, Sparks. I trust you more than I expected I would. There is a encampment away from things, full of people I think you would get along with quite well. They call themselves the Mint. They were the ones who took me away after the flare-up. The street racer, the gold one in the taxi, she was among them. Their leader, I think, if that is something they could feasibly have. They are good people. I would like you to make their acquaintance and tell them I sent you.
I'll give him a chat. When I'm not driving, like, you sent that, I need you to know that, like, that I focus on the road when I'm driving.
I am very proud of you. I can't tell you how many cars I have totaled during a leisurely drive.
This is like the first car I've ever had. I'm not gonna total it. If anything, I'm going to crash it into someone on purpose.
Understandable. They are an interesting bunch. I think you would improve their situation, and I think that they might be worth conglomerating. After all, more than one community, as they say.
So do I take a right turn here, or do I
No,
just keep going straight?
no, left.
You want me to make a left turn here?
Pass this block.
I'm gonna go around.
You can circle around.
That's what I'm doing. Yes, I know.
You are horrible at this.
I'm sorry. I don't know where you want to go in your brain. You just gave me an address.
All right. So I think that's gonna bring you along to dinner. You're gonna have dinner. It's gonna be a nice time. And do you follow up with meeting the Mint later on? Is that something you're gonna do?
I think I might. Yeah.
All right. Well, since you took a look at Nomad, some street racers seems as good a place as any to represent that. So yeah. We'll have you meet the Mint. sometime soon. A small,
How-
Wonderful.
but they are definitely winners on the track. Track being the entire city.
That's fair. That's good to have.
All right.
Although I have noticed they do have your proclivity for gold.
They are called the Mint.
It is a strange coincidence. However, I am not disappointed.
When you do meet them, you're also gonna get some of their names. I'm pretty sure I wrote this down somewhere. Let's take a little look up here. Oh yeah, so it's Goldilocks, Retriever, Nugget, Star, and the last one she just calls her Sweet Porridge.
Fair enough.
And that's
You
the
know
Mint.
what?
How did you
Which I-
acquire this arm?
It's only 100.
But Silverhand's arm.
No, it's
It was a
not
replica.
Silverhand.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a
That's the part that I missed.
Silverhand.